what's up, fantasy people? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard Euthenwolt, aka the hardest working man in showbiz, YouTube biz, coming up with all this new content for when I'm not doing it. Jason's doing it for the people, for you guys. And this is a fantasy footballing show. Today's episode, the NFL Conference Championship Weekend Wrap Up. Jason, what do you think about that?
Oh, who was not excited with these two matchups? It was everyone thought it was going to be great. One of the games was good. That one game was it was dead before it even started. It was like when you go fishing and you think you got a big old fish, but you just get stuck on a log in the creek, and then when you try to reel it out, you lose your hook. You gotta rehook your fishing pole. That's how it felt like when I was watching this Niner Eagles game.
Dude, when's the last time you went fishing? I didn't know you were a fisherman, Jason. I've known you for a long time.
You know what, man? You gave a man a fish, you feed him for a night. You teach a man how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime.
I thought you were gonna mess that up, dude.
And with that being said, I haven't fished in 20 years.
I was like, what, your mom took you in like grade school or something?
Yeah, I think the last time I went was actually, you know what? I went catfishing at Lake Isabella, but I don't even consider that fishing because you literally just like cast and then you just put your. Oh, you know what? I went fishing in Utah with my wife's family. We went on a boat. I got seasick, and I was the very first one to catch a fish. I caught it, and I was like, "This is going to be the greatest 6 o'clock in the morning fishing routine fun event ever." And you know what? I didn't catch a single fish for the rest of the day, and everyone caught multiples. I was just like, at least I caught the first one.
I thought you were gonna steal my story about last time I went deep sea fishing. I caught the first fish. Everybody applauded for me, and then I threw up on the deck, and then every other third person threw up on the deck, and that was the worst trip ever. So, but anyways, before we get into football, Jason, can you tell the public how they can help the show? Before that, shout out 69, dude, 69, and then we went straight up to 70. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, man. Shout outs to you. You do not understand how, like, dude, we don't think that we're going to get any new subscribers during this time. Thank you so much. Jason, tell them how they can help us.
Yeah, if we could get, number 71 subscriber, because we're just moving on up to the east side. Actually, we're on the west side. To the west side of the coast. That'd be great. Just give a little subscription, press a little button. Boop. Then if you could give us some likes, that'd be great too. We like the likes. And you could just go a little. And if you're in the mood, just give us some little comments. Start a conversation with us. We love it. We love it. Tyler gets in on it. I'm on it. I'm drinking with Apex. I know it's a crazy different tag, and people probably think I'm a rando, but no, I'm part of the show. And then if you guys want more content like Tyler's loose rankings, we could go to the Fantasy Football and Show at Instagram, catch some more stuff.
So if you are new to the show, our loose rankings, just really emotional, not really diving into stuff, analytics. We have ranked our top 20 running backs, our top 25 wide receivers, and now our top, I think, 15 or 20 quarterbacks. Jason, I can't remember that.
I think we went up. I think it was 20.
Yeah, 20. And then we're doing tight ends. I mean, that's gonna be pretty easy, but still, hey, that's big. And I believe those rankings much more than all of the offseason of crap that's gonna be pumped into my head, and then what I'm gonna spew out in 3 months after overthinking it, or not 3 months, like 9 months. Oh, I was like, okay.
Just putting information out there. This is what the media is going to do over the next like 6 months.
And then like every time I sit on the toilet, I'm thinking about fantasy football and I'm reading all this stuff, man. Sometimes this is really good to get your emotional opinion right after the season. That's what we did. So go back and watch those episodes. But Jason, subjects of today's episodes, Eagles, your favorite teams, the Eagles versus the 49ers, Jason.
This was a game, battle of the hates. I don't like either one of them. But it was going to be a good game going into this, right? because we had the number one defense going against a great offense, and come to find out, Eagles, I think they have the number 2 overall defense. I could be wrong with that, but they're up there, right? They have one of the top defenses. So thinking this was going to go in, probably be a defensive game. Um, Started off pretty quick. Eagles going down, scoring a touchdown. After that, or was it? Did it get to 7-7? I think at one point it was maybe.
Yeah, but that was like, so they put everything I saw from, analytics and, people I respect, in football, like Chris Long and Andrew Whittick, whatever that guy's name, Whitworth. No,
Andrew
it's not.
Whitworth.
Whatever his name is. I think JD Whitworth, or whatever.
It's my money and I want it now.
Dang it. Take it, Jason. What was I just saying? They got me thinking. Oh, they were all saying that that the Eagles need to get up on, like, they need to get the ball first, take the ball first, and score, and put Brock Purdy, under pressure right off the bat, because the 49ers have been so good defensively in the second half. And that's exactly what they did, dude. Like, they went down and got that touchdown and put all the pressure on Brock Purdy, and he was 4 for 4 before, what happened.
Yeah, they did put pressure on Brock Purdy. Ended up, yeah, it did. So there was only one touchdown scored in the first quarter, and that was with Miles Sanders with that 6-yard run. Then both defenses kind of stepped up, but luckily for the Niners in the second half, or in the second quarter, Christian McCaffrey had a great 23-yard touchdown that tied it up. But that was also it. That was it. What they wanted to do to Purdy, well, it worked, right? They wanted to put the pressure on him. Rookie quarterback. When is the magic going to run out? Going against a pretty good defense on the road in Philadelphia, land of brotherly love, and Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But he got injured. He got hit, and after that, oh my gosh, it was a downfall after that.
So let's just start this off with saying that Brock Purdy suffered a complete tear of the UCL, whatever ligament that is, in his throwing elbow, and will undergo surgery per sources. Purdy is getting second opinions, but he's going to get, Tommy John surgery. It's going to put, what the good thing is about Tommy John surgery is, like, dude, you see, like, Major League Baseball pitchers get multiple Tommy John surgeries and be totally fine. So it's not going to be that big of a deal, but he's hoping to be ready for training camp. If there's any setbacks, it's going to go into next year. And that's where the 49ers are going to be super screwed, because they want to get rid of both. They might want to keep Trey Lance around, but that's going to be kind of a hard sell. And they want to get compensation for Jimmy Garoppolo, since they need some first round picks, and they're not going to get a first round pick, but they gave up a bunch for Trey Lance. So Brock Purdy, dude, Tommy John surgery, maybe not until next. Best case scenario, training camp.
Yeah, I think I saw that too, that they're going to go see if they actually need surgery. And if he doesn't need surgery, it's like 6 months recovery, which will put it, June? And that's the start of training camp. Do you think they're going to get rid of Trey Lance? I mean, he's on a rookie contract too.
Yeah, well, they lost their general manager to Tennessee. Maybe it's not their general manager. John Lynch is their general manager. I forget who it is. Somebody went to Tennessee that they lost. And then Trey Lance was like tweeting out, fingers crossed at that guy that left and stuff. So he seemed to be wanting to get traded to the Titans because he can see the writing on the wall where Brock Purdy's going to be the future quarterback. So I just think it's going to be a messy situation, even though, dude, this year was going to be a messy situation, So I don't think the 49ers are afraid of a messy situation at quarterback. So that is like one thing they might just not care about dealing with that. But any other team, dude, they'd want to get rid of. It'd be like, pretty crappy. It'd be like bringing back Carson Wentz, after Jalen Hurts won the job or something like that. So
yeah, maybe the Niners actually keep Garoppolo and get 2 more quarterbacks on their team, because they go through them like an infant in diapers.
Yeah, and I think they have real grass out there at Candlestick Stadium. So I mean not Candlestick. They've got a new stadium now.
Philadelphia.
Yeah. Oh, but Philadelphia was on grass too. It wasn't on turf.
Yeah, I think it was grass.
Okay. I do want to say though, from what I could see, it was Chris Long and some other. I forget who the offensive lineman was talking today though. Um, the person to blame on this is Kyle Shanahan because he did not take Hassan Reddick seriously. Dude, they were talking about Hassan Reddick and like it's his third season with double-digit sacks. He was on the Cardinals and then he went somewhere and now he's on the Philadelphia. Dude, nobody cares about Hassan Reddick, but look what he did. And they were trying to block him with tight ends and running backs, dude. So
Well, yeah, well, that defensive line, right? Don't they have multiple defensive linemen who have double digit sacks?
yeah, I mean they've got the I don't know what happened to Quinn because I know they traded for Quinn, but I didn't see him really. It was like all Sweat and some other dudes. But like yeah, I mean that's the strength of their that's the strength of their defense. That's the strength of their team, dude. You saw their offensive line and their defensive line. Like that's the strength of their team. So yeah, it's like so the 49ers had a lot to worry about and they just kind of deprioritized this on Reddick, dude. But that was he was blowing up that game.
Yeah, maybe they just thought for how Purdy and how the run game was playing like last week in the second half, at least not the first half. The second half that they were going to rely on the run game. Like I said, we had McCaffrey with that great 20-yard run, but take away that, he was that would be 14 carries and like 61 yards. You know,
Yeah.
that's and part of that is because they had no one to throw the ball in the second half. So all they had to do was run, run, run.
Yeah.
There's only so you I kind of
Like
feel bad because
yeah.
for how well the Niners did, I don't like the Niners, but for how well they did, it kind of sucks to see them go out the way they did when they just ran out of quarterbacks and they just had to do all these like fancy run plays. And Philadelphia knew it. Like they're not going to throw the ball. We're going to just put 10 men in the box and just stop the run. And that's exactly what happened. And it was kind of sad to see. It kind
I
of
mean,
sucked.
they put Brock Purdy back in there, and he couldn't even do anything. Literally, like he all he could do is take the snaps and hand off the ball. Um, but yeah, dude, what was I gonna say? I had something on my mind. Oh, Josh Johnson. So apparently you were back in the day, like this rule just changed not too long ago. You were required to have two quarterbacks in an emergency backup. Like there was always required to have an emergency quarterback. That rule was taken out, and a lot of teams don't usually even dress a third quarterback because that never really happens where two quarterbacks get injured. So they were just, it was pretty interesting about that, like just listening to that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, dude, Josh Johnson bounced his head off the turf like Tua,
Mhm.
and you knew they were going to take him out as soon as that happened, man, because of this season, season of the concussion. And then after that, everybody was saying, why don't you put Christian McCaffrey or somebody in the Wildcat, dude? But I bet you they don't practice any of that. It was just everybody was mad at Shanahan for packing it in, but I don't think that they practice any of this. So I don't know what you can really do.
Yeah. There's only so many reverses you could do with I almost said Tim Tebow. Debo Samuel, it's just when you can't throw the ball and the defense knows it, it don't matter. It don't matter. Christian McCaffrey had one pass and I don't know what happened. He was throwing it to a ghost. There was no one out there.
But that was one of the best touchdown runs, like, in NFL history. Not really, but yes. I mean, when can you, dude? He broke so many tackles that, and
Mhm.
the weight, the gravity of the situation that tied them up 7-7. And then, man, like up to that point, the 49ers defense, like held them, it was like 13 yards total. The Eagles, after the first drive, they were holding them like, there was like 3 drives after that, was just like 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And then they scored 7 points. It was 7-7. And I was like, oh my God, dude, like this is actually going to be a game. And then what did Jalen Hurts do? He marched down the field and they got a touchdown, dude. Kenneth Gainwell. So yeah, like I thought that was the end of the game pretty much. As soon as they pulled with it just seemed like there was like it was insurmountable after that.
Yeah. But Kenneth Gainwell, he actually led in rushing with 48 yards, but Miles Sanders had the better average, and he got the 2 touchdowns. Byron Scott also had a rushing touchdown, and so did Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts did not really need to throw the ball that much. He only threw for 121 yards, but I think because of the situation, they kind of knew where it was like, you know what, we could just really focus on the run and just like don't really have to worry about their offense because our defense is already good and their offense is just it keep just getting worse and worse as the game went on.
All right, Jason, I do want to say I was in first place in our league, and I'm probably going to be in first place after this week, but I apologize to the public because I said put all your all your eggs in the 49ers and the Bengals basket, and it was looking pretty good. But yeah, so if you would have put all your eggs in the Eagles basket, it's going to pay off. Those players are going to beat me. And dude, the Chiefs, we'll talk about them later. But Jason, I do want to point out one thing, and I want you to react to it.
Okay.
Both of Carson Wentz's backups on the Eagles have now led the Eagles to the Super Bowl.
Dang, look at that fact. That was pretty good.
That's very clear. That's the clearest what I've ever heard, man.
Yeah, perfect timing. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Carson Wentz, good. He had it that one year. You know what he put up MVP numbers, but yeah, tear his ACL and the Nick Foles turnover or took it over and won the Super Bowl. That's a pretty crazy stat. So that means what Tyler Heineke is going to be the next one.
Yeah, so I mean Carson Wentz, dude, I thought that was pretty crazy. But so going forward into the future, Jason, Brock Purdy is going to be the I would assume, I'm pretty sure he's only 23 years old, dude. Like, he is so young. I think he is going to be the quarterback of the future for the 49ers.
Yeah.
And I think that we have him listed in the top 20, but like on the very like maybe 20th, 19, something like that. I can't remember. Christian McCaffrey is probably the number one running back taken next year. George Kittle's interesting if Purdy is if Purdy is the quarterback. So
I agree. George Kittle could be very, very good next year with the quarterback. I do want to ask you, do you know who is second in the playoff challenge?
Is it Ashley Serrano?
Awesome.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's me.
No, it's not. You're like in seventh.
No.
I thought I just looked at all right. Jason's picks.
You ready right now, bro? Are you ready, dude? You hate?
Oh, this is after this week, huh?
This Tyler first place, Jason second place.
Good job.
But I have like 3 people that's going to get like quadruple points, but I think you have a large enough lead that you're up by like 56 points. So,
dude, that's nothing, Jason. I'm gonna pick Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, and
yeah, same. But so no, I mean I am the only way I could catch up is if Jeremy McKinnon or AJ Brown does well. Like if they blow up, they will they'll probably send me the victory. But look at this, man. AJ Brown, 4 receptions, only 28 yards, 7-yard average on 8 targets. He still led the team in targets, but only 50% catch rate. I'm like, no. You need to convert those. But you know what? That guy, he had another good game. Ward, Carvadi.
That's Chavarius Ward, and then they have also had Jimmy Ward. Then Kadarius Ward is. I'm trying to keep of all my brothers or my cousins, whatever they are related to me. We're related somehow, I think. But man, I can't keep all track of them. There's like the Ward family keeps on growing, man. The more I learn about football.
Okay, so it's not Jimmy Ward I was talking about. It's the other one.
I think it's Chavarius Ward.
Yeah. Number 7, but number 1 in your hearts.
Yeah. I could actually tell right now, huh?
Yeah. He's
Charvarius Ward. There we go.
Yeah. Played pretty good defense. He played pretty good defense. Not good enough though. But I'm thinking in this next game, yeah, the Eagles, they want to establish their run, but I think this next game, no defense. 52-49 final score. I don't know. We'll see, because normally when there's like 2 weeks preparation, the defense usually does pretty well.
I was just say, I think it's gonna be lower scoring, and they haven't faced anybody with a. So what's I mean, they do have Travis Kelsey and I think and the Hawaiian dude is their right guard, and then they've got Lane Johnson is their right tackle, and I can't remember who their left tackle is, but he's amazing.
That whole line's amazing.
Yeah, so it's gonna be tough for Chris Jones to overcome that. We'll see. I mean, he had to overcome backups, last they're like, oh my god, Chris Jones is the man. And he was, but I mean, dude, the biggest thing
Still,
I mean, they had no offensive lineman left.
I mean,
Uh
we were thinking that about the
yeah, but in the snow
before.
though, in the snow, I was like, if it would have snowed last night, I would have felt a lot better. Or not last night. Was it last night? Oh, today's Monday. Yeah, last night.
Yeah.
But so Jason, I do want to continue on. Debo Samuel is going to go from a second round pick to like, I think that he's going to be a target because his ceiling is still there, dude. But nobody's going to really be thinking about him next year. And Brandon Ayuk, he's going to be super late round pick as well.
Yeah. This is not a very good game to look at like stats for the wide receivers, just because they couldn't throw the dang ball. I think they had only 1, 2 throws in the whole second half, and one was by Christian McCaffrey. I think there was a little 5-yard screen that George Kittle got from Purdy. I could be wrong, but it was. This is not. It's not. Don't look at these stats for next year, because just the way the game played out, the Niners couldn't do it. They
And
couldn't.
so, yeah, and what's his name? Sean Payton said that this is pretty much the NFL. This was the Super Bowl this year. He feels that the winner of the NFC Championship was going to win the Super Bowl. So now he feels the Eagles are going to do it just because these rosters are so far superior, But dude, Patrick Mahomes at the same time, like if Patrick Mahomes was on the Eagles or the 49ers, dear God, it'd be like 17-0, no problem, or 18-0, no problem.
Yeah.
But anyways, Jason, that's all. I mean, we'll talk about, next week or after the Super Bowl, we can talk about the Eagles' future in fantasy. But I'm done with this game.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to add to this was that my sister-in-law and future brother-in-law hit me up when I was taking a little nappy nap. I was a little tired, and they're like, "Hey, YouTuber, I got a question. We're going to do some gambling on this game. What do you think about Jalen Hurts completing a 35-yard pass? What do you think about Devontae Smith getting 5 receptions? What do you think about AJ Green? Who do you think is going to go off for the Eagles? Who do you think is going to go off for the 49ers?" Well, the way the game played, and the Eagles didn't have to worry about any throwing. Let's just say they probably owe money to the
Yeah.
mafia now, to their bookie, because if
Oh,
they
dude.
listen to anything that I said, I thought this game was going to be a lot different with more scoring. No, it was
I,
not.
yeah.
I didn't even think the Eagles were going to be able to run on the Niners either, but they did pretty good. Oh, Gronk.
Yeah.
Gronk's like, "I want one too."
I watch so much NFL like highlights on here. Like it just gives me nothing but oh, whatever. That's my dad's in the military. I guess I qualify for that, but was in the military. Then he went to the battle of cleaning algae out of pools.
The battle.
From one more zone, more battlefield to the next.
Remembrance Pool Algae Day.
Oh, Jason, are you ready for the next one? Or
Yeah.
and we do want to say that Marquez Valdez Scantling. People aren't talking about him enough. Dude, they were out. I mean, Tony was injured. Everybody was injured, and dude. They could have been using him more all year. And when they needed him, dude, he stepped up. He made an amazing catch. They were talking about how the throw was amazing, dude. Marquez Valdez Scantling. I haven't talked about you all year. All right. So, Jason, what were you looking for? The Chiefs versus the Bengals.
Well, I was going to see if Joe Burrow was actually the father of Patrick Mahomes. And, with all this crap talking, I don't know why Cincinnati wanted to talk crap to Patrick Mahomes, especially when they were going to be in Arrowhead. You don't do that. They're insane for doing that. you just going in to see the battle of these two quarterbacks. You know, every time they've matched up, Joe Burrow had a 3-0 record. I was going to see if that was continue. I thought it was going to continue. Um, Chris Jones had other words for that. We talk about the offensive line, and yeah, you can definitely tell that the Chiefs defensive line was superior over the Bengals line offensive line because what was it the first quarter they got the was it I think they showed a stat it was like the first 9 plays for the Bengals Burrow got sacked 4 times, and then they made a little bit of adjustments I guess, and like he went so long without getting a sack, but then there at the end it didn't even matter. The sack was what really sealed the deal for the Chiefs to win the ball game by Chris Jones. His first sack in postseason history for him. And I think they said it was like 13, 11 years.
Yeah, and then he got 2 real fast, like when it mattered.
Oh, it was like 14 postseason games. Then he got another one. Yeah, he got 2. So good for him. He really made a difference. Put a lot of pressure on.
So yeah, and right after he said, in that interview, the first thing he said is, "Don't you ever disrespect Arrowhead." And it's like, dude, you guys gave him so much material, man. Like Sean Payton was talking about it, like, I don't know why you would ever do this, and he was all talking like, how Chris Jones. I don't know if you ever watched Fast Times from Ridgemont High, and Forrest Whitaker is in there, and they burn his car and they spray paint the other opposing team's name on it, like they burned his car or whatever. And he just like, oh, it's like, what's his name, dude? Dude, he is like that linebacker from the program.
Mother down.
You did that to my sister.
Yeah.
Dude, if you've never watched the program and you're a fan of this show, please go watch the program.
Watch the program.
But do not be motivated to take steroids afterwards, no matter how hard, no matter how bad you want to.
That guy would definitely give you like all the motivation in the world to take steroids. But if you continue and watch his story, his arc, the steroids was not the answer.
Modern day Rudy.
And the modern day Rudy.
He's like, he gained 30 pounds of muscle and an attitude to go with it. What happened?
What did he say? Like, starting linebacker, first line. Yeah. He's headbutting all the car windshields. Yeah. Damn, I'm gonna go watch that movie again. That was a good movie.
Just there's a lot of slow parts I don't really care about, but there's some good parts. So the story of this game, Jason. I mean, Bengals. I thought the Bengals were doing pretty good to begin with. I was like, it was the T. Higgins game that I predicted. I thought it was. But yeah, dude. Per use, the Bengals aren't running the ball like they should, and but yeah, man, like. That just sucked. They made mistakes in Patrick Mahomes, dude, just showed why he is like in a tier of his own. We just did that. We said he's in a tier of his own. This is just why right here, dude. Even when he's injured, he can outproduce. He'll get you 3. Last time he sprained an ankle, he threw for like 400 yards and something. So this time he sprained it and threw for 330 yards and 2 touchdowns in the playoffs.
Yeah. Then you got that final first down on a broken ankle or a ankle sprain. And what? Tony went out super early. Tony and Juju, they both went out in this game. They had to throw it to Valdez Scantling and Travis Kelce, and it worked for him. He made it work. He didn't do a lot of scrambling. He stayed in the pocket a lot, made some great throws. The only time he scrambled is when he tried to get in field goal range, and then of course he also got pushed in the back by that linebacker for the Bengals. Can't remember his name, but 58 is his number.
Yeah. Oh, Asai, and that guy. I felt so bad for him, dude. He was just bawling. He's like 23 years old or something.
Yeah. His own teammate in the locker room was like, "Why the F did you touch the quarterback?" He was pissed, but it's like, what do you do? I mean, what do you say? You're just like, "Yeah, bro, I screwed up. I ruined the whole season. Just pour it on me. Just keep pouring it on me." Ugh.
And oh my God. He came in. He came in and apologized for doing that. He said he was emotional and stuff.
Oh yeah, he was caught on tape. Of course, he's got to apologize afterward. He's gonna look like an a-hole if you don't.
Yeah. Well, Cincinnati's been pretty good against the run. Since they had started their 10-game win streak, and that came through. I mean, dude, Kansas City ran the ball 20 times for 42 yards, but Isaiah Pacheco was stealing all of the all of the opportunities away from Jarrett McKinnon. So
Mm-hmm.
we had Jarrett. I mean, I had Jarrett McKinnon up on my rankings, dude, for next year, and this postseason's really messing. This is the kind of stuff that makes me want to move him way down. You know, his floor is just ridiculously low for somebody that can have such a high ceiling.
Yeah, he was on a streak there, right? He probably got some people into the playoffs and some won some championships, and now he's not. So when you see stuff like this, you're just seeing Pacheco, Pacheco, Pacheco. Um, yeah, it's not. It doesn't look too great for McKinnon for next year. Maybe they're really starting to see where it's just like this guy, touchdown dependent, but when he doesn't get the touchdowns, it's like kind of it's crap, right? But I mean, it don't matter. It don't matter anyway. Like it's going to be hard. Patrick Mahomes, how many times this guy throw the ball? 43 times. He threw the ball 43 times.
With no mistakes.
Technically, yeah, no mistakes. And he was down like two wide receivers. Technically, they only ran the ball 17 times for 34 yards because Mahomes had to scramble out three times and one was 8 yards. They're always like, like, oh, they need to get the running game going to help out Mahomes in the game. Man, it don't matter. It don't matter. Pacheco could go and have like an 8 yard run and be third and two, and like they're not going to continue to run it. They're going to throw the ball again. They're going to throw the ball. That's also part of the problem. They had a little stat up there when it's 3rd and 1. They're 31st in the league on converting when it's 3rd and 1.
Right. Yeah, dude. That was crazy. And so I started Joe Mixon. I thought I was feeling pretty good about Joe Mixon again because I was like, oh, they're going against the Chiefs, be good for Joe Mixon. Yeah, Samaje Perine, man, like I swear to God, if Samaje Perine is still on the team next year, there's no way I'm drafting Joe Mixon where he's going to be drafted. So
Yeah, I definitely think like Joe Mixon is more athletic of a runner, but Pirine is a better runner in general.
he's more effective, more efficient. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
he
Jamar
needs to go
Chase. Yeah, Jamar Chase, Jason, they doubled the hell out of him. And they were he was still force feeding it, man. Some of the interceptions, it was like that double move. It was some weird stuff going on there.
Well, they were really trying to take away. They were really trying to take away the deep ball. And I think it was about like 50-50, right? T. Higgins, he caught a deep pass. Jamar Chase caught a deep pass, but he also had some incompletions and the interception there at the end when he was throwing it deep to T. Higgins. There was two people on him, and it was about 50-50, but it's kind of scary. If you're not going to catch it, you have double the chance with two defenders there to intercept the ball.
And I apologize. I said no mistakes for Patrick Mahomes. I forgot that he fumbled and lost it once. So
Oh, yeah,
um,
yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
just like, dude, I was just looking at those two interceptions for Joe Burrow. And okay, so we'll say this. All right, Jason, how do you feel that what do you feel about that free play that happened for the Chiefs?
At first when I was watching it, I was like, this is bull crap. This is stupid, right? What the heck is going on here? But then they showed like kind of a replay where it was kind of zoomed out more. And they do show a ref trying to run and stop the play, but Arrowhead is one of the loudest stadiums in the league. I think the ref could have done more, maybe. Like he was probably blowing his whistle, like do some jumping jacks, dude. Get some people's attention. Write a little sign saying did play. Like he just ran out there and then like he saw the play was going, then he kind of just like I guess just went back to ref mode and just like stopped. And it was just like he made the attempt. He made the attempt. Just wish he made more of an attempt to stop the play than just kind of like give up.
Yeah, and there was a roughing the passer that probably should have been called. Somebody pushed Joe Burrow down pretty late.
Oh yeah. He like completed that pass.
And it just, dude, Kansas City needed so many breaks to win this game. And then at the end, I've never been a huge Travis Kelce personality fan, like I'm a huge football fan. But like, dude, he was like, "What now? What about that? You come to our house. What happens now?" And it's like, yeah, dude, that's great. Do you see, like, that you were like one play, any way, which way, dude, of going, of them saying that to you. So I just thought that was funny. But at the same time, they had all that material leading up to this game, so they were all hyped up, dude.
Yeah. A very
But
emotional game. And it
mm,
was just like a mistake or two difference, Bengals could have definitely won this game.
Well, hey, we're gonna take a 1-minute break, and then we're gonna come back, Jason, and we're gonna
All
finish. We only have like 5 minutes more, but Jason's been working hard on a halftime clip. We're gonna use it. So pay attention, fools.
right,
Catch
love
you
it.
on BRB. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
What's up, people? Jason's so thirsty, he can't wait to drink water.
Because I kept talking about that fishing story, and it made me think like, oh, fishes, water,
Oh.
me thirsty. I need agua.
Uh, but Jason, so I was just thinking about the end of the game, so like, yeah, it sucks, dude. Like, I do think that the Bengals were screwed, but there were some other missed penalties going the other way. But the second half, dude, Kansas City got all the calls.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the game, Joe Burrow had his chance, dude. I mean, 2 times with 3 minutes, and then, whatever it was, he had 2 times. And he threw an interception. I forget what he did the first time. So,
The first time I think they just punted it away, right?
yeah.
Or the first time was an interception. The second time they punted it away because Sky Moore had that.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
Return.
you're right. So there you go, man. They had their opportunities. So, like, you can't be like, if I was Joe Burrow, I wouldn't even care, man. I'd be like, I had 2 opportunities to win this game and I didn't. And yeah. So anyways, Jason, anything else you want to say about that game?
Yeah. T. Higgins, 6 receptions. Jamar Chase, 6 receptions. They both average over 10 yards per reception. T. Higgins had the touchdown. Um, Jamar Chase had the longer reception, but one got 11 targets and the other one got 8 targets. Those are both receiver 1 numbers and targets. Like T. Higgins didn't really have a good game last game. Really came through here. I mean, when you got Joe Burrow throwing the ball 41 times, this is something that's like, if Joe Mixon and Samaji, are next year or their next year, they don't have a great run offense, right? They got to do something. I know they made a bunch of free agency move to fix on that line, but maybe it's time to actually draft somebody and just like mold them into something that they need. Because they really got to fix that line and get the running game going. They can even use play action better next year, and Joe Burrow could even be better if they just had some sort of a running game.
Yeah. So the thing is, how old do you think T. Higgins is, Jason?
I think he's like a year older than Jamar Chase, right? So what,
Dude,
like
he's 24. I don't know when he's only 24, and he had some. Dude, he was. This is one of the offenses. What did we talk about the other one? I forget who it was. We just talked about him last week.
the
But
Eagles are one of them.
is it the Eagles? It must have been like maybe the Eagles in this. God, it was somebody else I thought too, but maybe not. I'll have to think about it. But this is definitely one of the offenses that supports 2 wide receivers in the top 15.
Mm-hmm.
So we could talk about Bengals next year. Jason, Joe Burrow, is in our second tier of quarterbacks, but he's top 4. I think I'd still rather have Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts over him because of the running. But
Yeah.
Joe Burrow is going to be, super consistent next year. You should target Joe Burrow. He's one of the quarterbacks you should target. You want to get a top tier quarterback next year.
Yeah, especially with Hayden Hurst playing the way he did this year too. He stepped up. He stepped up. He made some big catches in this game, but yeah, don't be afraid of Joe Burrow. He started off this season not doing too well. I mean, the offensive line was crap. They really worked on it. By mid-season, Joe Burrow was just like lighting fools up.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, their offensive line is going to be. They're just going to put all their efforts in offensive line. They have their 2 wide receivers. It just needs to be all offensive line, and I would say defense, but man, they need some interior pressure on their defense, especially when you're going up against somebody like Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jamar Chase is our number 2 wide receiver next year, and he's going to be pushing towards Justin Jefferson by the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I'm going to get Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably still going to get Justin Jefferson just because I'm a Vikings fan. It's going to be fun to watch. But you do. If I was a Bengals fan, I'd probably go Jamar Chase over that, and I wouldn't feel that bad about it because he's gonna be hyper targeted, and he's just Joe Burrow. I believe in so much. It's the system that it's the system that just airs it out in Minnesota that I like, and Cooper Cup's old coach pretty much is there. So, and then Tyler Boyd's odd man out. You don't care about him. And the dude, as much as I like Hayden Hurst, I think that Hayden Hurst is going to be, if he's still, let's see how old that fool is. If they don't draft a tight end, I think that he's 29. He's pretty old.
Oh, I was thinking 28.
If they don't draft a tight end, though, he'd still be worth targeting super late if you don't get an early tight end. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much. And Joe Mixon, dude, like I said, he's going to be in a place where he's going to be drafted like in the second or third round, and to me,
Not
it's
by
not.
me.
It's not worth it to me. So they
Yeah.
need to draft. They need to draft. I'd say they need to draft another running back, dude. But it just, I don't know. You'd think that this would be a running team, dude.
I would just get rid of Joe Mixon and just have Samaji in
Dude,
there.
if Samaje Perine was the only person there, I would draft him in like the 2 to 3 turn, second round, and I'd feel it'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I do like Samaje.
I had them both this year. I drafted what's his name? Oh, Joe Mixon. Then Joe Mixon got hurt, and I was lucky enough to get Samaji off of the waivers and played him. And I was like, I love the dude. I was like, dude, this is what Mixon should be getting me each week. This guy
Mhm.
is obviously the better runner, but like Joe Mixon is more athletic for sure. That dude, he could be pretty crazy in the open field. The only thing is he cannot get in the open field. He's not as effective. Um, and the touchdowns didn't roll in as much as they did last year too.
All right, so there's gonna be a lot of Bengals that are gonna be on your draft list next season. So Bengals had a good year. It's disappointment, but still, I mean, I think that they should have. I don't know, dude. It's hard to say. I don't know really which team would have done better against Philadelphia. Uh,
I mean, since you said that, is that you saying Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl?
dude, I would, but I would bet. I'm betting on the Chiefs, man. Like if I had money, I'd bet on the Chiefs. Like Patrick Mahomes is crazy, dude. I just have to bet on Patrick Mahomes more than anything. And
Yeah.
they've already been there. What is like this is a second or third. How many times have AFC championships and all the dude? He's been in so many big games already. This is Jalen Hurts' first big game. This is a lot of the Eagles' first big game, or not first big game, but this is a Super Bowl, dude. So I would just trust in the experience. I would give the edge to if I had to bet money, I would bet on Kansas City. And also, if you are like me and lost all your players because they were on the 49ers and the Bengals, you're going to want to pick up Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and then Jason on the other side. You probably want Miles Sanders and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. I don't even know what wide receivers I'd want from the Chiefs, dude.
There's no wide receiver from the Chiefs. I mean, you got a little taste of Valdez. If you want to take a risk on him, I mean, there's a chance that he might do well again, but there's also a good chance that like these players got 2 weeks to come back, right? Like Tony might come back, Juju might come back, like, and then Scanley's going to be irrelevant. So if I was going to get people wide receivers from a team, I would get them from the Eagles, most definitely. What quarterback do you want to start? Do you want to start Hurts or Mahomes?
Oh, Mahomes. Uh,
Oh, Mahomes.
but MVS, dude, last like 4 games, 6 yards, 27 yards, 28 yards, 0 yards. So it's like I would just gamble on Devontae Smith catching a long touchdown and AJ Brown getting targets.
Yeah. This is another tough one. I was talking about my predictions were the Bengals and 49ers, but with the Eagles being the way they are, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles won. Now I'm like thinking, Mahomes is definitely, the best quarterback in the league. Travis Kelce, he's a huge part of that offense. They got injury. Chiefs have injuries on both sides of the ball. It's like I almost want to say the the Eagles just because the Eagles are going to have a better defense than they got a better defense and a better offensive line. I want the Chiefs to win. I think the Eagles are going to win.
Okay.
5:01 p.m. January 30th, 2023. Write that down.
All right, Jason. So I think that is it.
Yeah. Before we go, I just want to say that Hayden Hurst, he's going to be an unrestricted free agent next year. So is Samaje Perine, unrestricted free agent.
Oh man, they better sign P Ryan back. And then draft. They should. I don't. I'm sure they have Joe Mixon on contract. Too bad they couldn't trade Joe Mixon, but nobody wants him. So, I don't know, man. I really like Joe Mixon. I think he's a good running back, but it's just the way they use him. But at the same time, Samaje, it's hard to say. Anyways, let's just say, and that cornerback for it's something to watch is the health of that cornerback. I think it was Snead or something like that for the Chiefs. Dude, that guy got annihilated tackling that guy, and then nobody. They were like, "Oh, this is a big deal that this guy's out." Guess what? It didn't really matter because there was no quarterbacks for the rest of the game. So
yeah, he was trying to tackle Perine.
he just got annihilated. I mean, that sucked.
You hit him, and then he just went down.
So, because I do want to see how healthy he is, because they're going to need him for they're going to really need him next in 2 weeks.
They're going to have to give him everything they got. Give it everything they got.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. So, people out there in the world, thank you so much for watching this. Our next episode will be the tight end rankings on Friday when we're getting drunk. So that should be fun. I already know who our number 1 tight end is, Jason.
Yeah, man.
Evan Ingram.
I was gonna say. Ingram. Yeah.
No. It's Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet making a comeback.
I drafted him this year, people, so that's why I am upset.
These next 6 months are going to be entertaining with the knowledge that's going to be spit out of here.
Yeah, plus the fun, man. You guys can have fun with us. I mean, we're best friends. We're being stupid, so be stupid with us. It's okay. Is that funny, Jason?
Yeah, be stupid with us. Come on. You, be stupid with us. Where's Matt?
You're being stupid. You're being stupid. You're being stupid.
Dumbass. Just like me. I miss Matt.
Dude, I'm so sleepy, man. Oh my God, I gotta get some sleep. I was running off adrenaline for about the first 30 minutes of this episode, then it wore off.
Yeah, let's end this, man. I got hamburger. And just like how Joe Mixon didn't help Joe Burrow, I'm going to make some hamburger helper for me and the wife.
All right. Jason, you want to sign us out?
Yeah. Good night. Thank you for watching. Everyone subscribe, like, leave comments. We're doing this for you, and we love it. Let's continue on. Konnichiwa.
Catch you on the flip side.